This first poem is called Gender Marker, and it was sort of based on when I changed a bunch of details in my life, and it annoyed the heck out of me that there were like so many forms, and so many forms, and more forms. And every time I thought there wasn't another form, there was another one in which I had to change like my prefix or something. It was ridiculous. So this is called Gender Marker. You fax the emailed, printed, scanned copy of the 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 government form to the sun-cracked machine on the beach. The waves lap it up because they love repetition. Tiny hermit crabs tinker across the square plastic edges, tickling the machine with their claws. It laughs, grey skin splitting in fissures, choking out faxes with guffaws. Papers strewn akimbo on the beach, where X marks the spot, X marks the X marks the X. In the end, it's all in the ocean. X's cruising waves like they own the joint. And maybe they do, in the end. In the end, even the crabs slide out with the tide. You don't have to cut off for each one if you don't want. This one is about how weird kangaroos are, like seriously Google it, and also baby boomers. Yay! It's called Life Outside the Pouch. The weather is 33, feels like a slow grilled 29, an analogy for my age when I see the 5 boomers glowing on the sprawling acreage. Not 6, like the prophecy said, but 5, necks wire taut and tails muscle thick. Only 2 are white, sun-bleached with manicured grey eyebrows. The other 3 are tanned, golden sinew coats glinting, syrupy like hot oil. Reminds me, I crave the grease tan of a dagwood dog, want to leisurely lick the tomato sauce trickling down my forearm. But it's an August, once a year delicacy, like Woolies avocados at 2 for $5. A treat, unlike the 3 casual jobs I stack and layer like wizened sweaters because I can't get warm. Can't afford a doona or that deep fried dog. Can't afford to be standing here, a luxury, to watch as the 5 of them grumble and chomp 5-centimetre clipped store-bought lawn with health-funded teeth and cancer-free jaws. Because what kind of roo needs a ciggy just to get through the day? Speaking of, did you know that the 2 sides of their lower jaws aren't joined? Hence their bites are massive yawns and their teeth grind down, push forward like white entitlement in a restaurant line before falling out and being replaced. Right? Kangaroos are a wild metaphor for boomers and generational stuff. Good times. This next poem is in my book, Milk Teeth, which I'm still very proud of. It's a year old now, which is very nice. I wish it happy birthday. I hope it continues to be printed because that would be nice because money.
Yeah.
And the aforementioned capitalism. This next poem is called Regarding Your Suspension. And it's sort of about how gender is so often policed, especially when it comes to things like, oh, hello. Especially when it comes to things like, Facebook and social media and that kind of stuff. Love it. So this is called Regarding Your Suspension. Dear Ray, your gender has been flagged and suspended by our team due to being one or more of the following: biologically invalid or medically unsound, undesirable and unwanted, extreme or absurd. See our FAQs on political correctness for more information. Attention-seeking and snowflake-ish. to new or modern. You may wish to try validating your gender again in a decade's time, or posthumously. If you wish to dispute this suspension, you have 24 hours until your gender is completely erased from our system. Please fill out the 20-page dispute form on our website and bring 2 or more of the following documents: a collaborative poem written by your doctor, psychologist, and third unbiased medical professional, a detailed inventory of your wardrobe categorized into male and female clothing items, and including alternative lifestyle accessories such as binders, packers, and pronoun badges. 10 naked photos of yourself from varying flattering angles taken by a professional photographer. Selfies are not valid. A heartfelt 10-page essay on why your gender should be considered authentic. Please note, your essay will require 15 scholarly and academic sources. You may also wish to validate your gender by sending us a lump sum payment of redacted via check or bank transfer. You told me really angry at, like, I don't know, capitalism and just a lot of stuff. This is a poem about coming out, and I don't really read it very often because it is quite personal, but here we go. It's called Reactionary. I came out to fanfare and distaste. As they gripped my hands and said I was brave, I watched you roll the word inside your mouth, testing it with your tongue, like the pit of a sour plum you didn't want to swallow. And this next one is a bit funnier. It's called I Don't Even Own a Cat, and it's about feeling not very beautiful when the hashtag trans is beautiful hashtag came out. I was like, oh, no, I'm not participating in that. So this is called I Don't Even Own a Cat. Take a selfie, your best striped shirt, weighted necklace, eBay bargain. To detract from your face, hashtag trans is beautiful. Maybe today you'll feel it. Take a selfie, hair out of place, take 20 more at different angles, storage almost full. Delete every picture of yourself ever taken. Take snaps of the cat, curled angles and sprinkled sunlight, perfect. Hashtag cats of Instagram, hashtag love my cat, 80 likes, self-love can wait. Thank you. And thank you so much for being here tonight, and thank you for inviting me to read. It's very lovely. I was at, it makes me feel old, but I was at QUT. I graduated, I think it's 13 years ago now, which is kind of spooky, like that good number. So it's really nice to sort of, be able to hear so many people read. It's really beautiful, and thank you everyone for sharing. All right, I think I might. That one's a sad poem. I'm not going to read that. I'm going to get on to the sex. Whoever said, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is a little precursor to the sex. It's just kissing, whatever. It's called The Ghost in Your Aircon. It is actually based on someone I used to date, and she had like this. It was weird. It was like this corpse of a cockroach that would just kind of like sit there in the aircon vent, just kind of rattling, and like it would never. For a bunch of years that we dated, I don't know. She just never took it out, and it would just kind of sit there rattling as the aircon would go, and it was amazing. And I thought about what it would be like if it was a ghost. So, as you do. This is called The Ghost in Your Aircon. Frail blue and sickly drizzle, we try enticing it with salted almonds and stale elastic bands. Sit edgy and vibrating in the back seat, giggling, talking shit. It escapes while we're kissing. Caterpillar lollops out the wound down window, sighs and somersaults onto the bitumen. Oh, this one's a kink poem, yay. And it includes curlews, which I have tattooed on my arm because I love them very much. They're the ones that you would have heard screaming earlier. And this poem's called Enraptured. Raise you gently from crumpled bed, float you, tumble head to the hinterland, cradle you on bed of gold flecked moss, circle your wrists and ankles with cobweb, caress your cheek with my hand of green veins, of grey paper skin, tangle my tendril nails in your hair. We kiss, eager wetness against my splay, split tongue and splinter teeth. Curlews wail through the scrub and you moan. Cactus prickles along your stomach and thighs, reddened and bathed in stretch marks. Withered seed pods clamp swollen nipples, and your moon-soaked body tenses and writhes. Lotus sap trickled on the wilted skin of pearly breasts. You open your lips and murmur transcendence. Later, under the coral sky of early morning, you listen alone to the whirring chorus of summer cicadas. Didn't know I'd flagged that poem. All right, well that was a weird choice. I think I'm just going to read more sex poems. Yeah, let's end with 2 sex poems. All right, this one's weird and creepy. This one I thought it's in response to a poem that Shastra Deo wrote, and it's sort of my idea of what would happen if, when you're younger and you fear the monster under your bed. What would happen if you're an adult and you were just suddenly like, hey, and you wanted to like fuck the monster under your bed. That was where this poem came from.
Yeah.
Woo, so weird. Love some good monster fucking. Anyway. This poem's called Under Over. Half awake, stretch, point the toes, shift, rollicking the bed. Each phantom arm between cracked slaps, play my spine with fractured knuckles like ice water trickling bone. Press my skull onto mattress, your whispered teeth tracing pulsing neck. Slide leisurely, bed screeches. Mother's voice plump with childhood warnings in my head. I dare to dangle my arm over the side of the bed. Cold breath envelops palm, mouth suckle lick my fingertips. You rasp, moan through mouthfuls. I reach below to grasp the most tangible part of you in the darkness. Your oil slick, seaside foot. I pull you over onto the bed.
Woo!
Yeah. And this last one, I've read a lot at, I keep getting it requested at Tundish, which is really, really great. It's called The Librarian, and it's about a librarian having sex with a ghost, as you do. I really want to be a librarian, and so I really like ghosts, so here we are. This is called The Librarian. Locked in, nostalgia after dark, thumb through favourites, min like erotica, with storm simulating hunger, flirting in fireworks, cruise ship kisses. Here every heel click is echo church, like the ruckus I make at funerals. Every movement casts my shadow, spells spilling over bookshelves. I'm not trapped, I have a key, but I stay curled in the wicker chair, waiting. The echo click of ribs, what remains. The flossed fragments of my midnight ghost with her yawn-white kiss and skinless skull. Her cartilage grip and gasp and pelvic bone clasped tight to my thigh. Her shiver glitches, each more grating